Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Some people are looking to steal your Christmas piece by piece. We're talking about those who take packages and mail around the holidays looking to make an extra buck. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly has a warning from police and tips to stop yourself from becoming a target.
You may have heard of porch pirates looking to steal packages right off your doorstep. But the Fargo police has a warning out about people who are rummaging through mailboxes.
Especially when we're sending gifts through the mail. Before we used to say, don't ever send, cash. Well, now you need to be worried about what about your checks and your gift cards that you're sending in the mail too as well, because those people who are looking to steal your mail, they're going through your mailbox and they're looking for those items because gift cards are just as valuable to them as the cash are nowadays.
Gift card Grinches are looking through people's mail and searching for just about anything they can get their hands on. And it's happening in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Right here in South Fargo, one man reported someone went through his mail and actually ripped it open, looking for something of value. Luckily, nothing was taken, but not everyone has been so lucky.
Those are things to be really wary about, especially when you're sending those types of things in the mail, because there are individuals out there lurking to prey on people now.
So it's important to make sure you're doing what you can to keep this from happening. First and foremost, avoid sending these gifts in the mail.
If you are going to send it, maybe send it in a box where you require a signature so that way you know that they get it, or send it in the mail and you can add that signature required for the USPS. Put a tracking number on there. Even if it costs you an extra $1, it might be worth it because then you're not going to be out that money or that gift.
And the Postal Service has a whole list of things you can do, like speaking with your local postmaster about options on how you can get your mail. You should also avoid using colorful cards or packages that may attract thieves. There are even ways to cut out using the mail altogether by sending gift cards or money electronically. No matter which way you decide to send your holiday gifts, Schindel Decker says to be smart about it. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
We have the Postal Service's tips on how to keep yourself safe and also how to report mail theft on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. We've had a fairly decent start to the work week, but holding on to double-digit above zero temps might be a challenge. Let's find out about tonight's weather. Hutch?
Well, tonight here in the Southern Valley, the visibility, as you saw on the live tower cam, they're not too bad, but we still have locations, particularly along the international border, where we are seeing reduced visibility, a quarter mile in Langdon and zero visibility in Candu at this hour. Here is a look at the satellite and radar. Those clouds are going to stick with us, and that's going to keep us from getting too much colder during the overnight hours. Right now, we are in the low 20s and teens. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows that we will have an isolated chance of a flurry, patchy fog, and temperatures in the mid and upper teens for most areas to begin your Tuesday. We're going to get an Arctic blast in here and a chance of snow before warmer weather moves in. I'll have details on all of that, Mike, here in a few moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. 3 people sit in jail tonight, 2 of the 3 in connection to the shooting in the Hornbachers in South Moorhead last night that sent 1 teen to the hospital. 23-year-old Kevin Blocker and 21-year-old Sabrina Martins are both being held for probable cause of being involved in the shooting. 21-year-old Montanique Mixon is in custody on an outstanding warrant. All 3 were arrested late this morning as they left to Taco Bell on 8th Street South in Moorhead. The shooting took place at the Hornbachers along 40th Avenue South. Police say there was a dispute between a teenager and adult. The adult, they say, fired a shot into a car, hitting the teen. That teen was taken to the hospital for superficial wounds. We're learning more about that custodian from Greenbush School in Roseau County who's in jail for what police say trying to have sex with who he thought was a 15-year-old girl. Police say 34-year-old Anthony Brazier was busted at the school with 2 boxes of condoms, a small amount of marijuana, a marijuana pipe, and a bottle of alcohol. Authorities say back in November, Brazier and an undercover cop talked online for 2 days about explicit sexual acts. They agreed to meet at the Greenbush School after hours where Brazier was busted. The school superintendent, Tom Jerome, tells us no student was ever involved in this incident, and he says Brazier was immediately terminated from the school. Jerome also tells us that Brazier had been working with the school since October of last year, and he says a background check was done before hiring Brazier as the school custodian. If convicted of all the charges, Brazier could face 6 years in prison and or a $5,000 fine. The first case of the polio-like disease acute flaccid myelitis, or AFM, has been confirmed in North Dakota. The child was hospitalized in October and has been since released. AFM is a rare but serious condition that affects the nervous system, causing muscles in the arms and legs to weaken. Other symptoms include neck weakness or stiffness, drooping eyelids or a facial droop, and difficulty swallowing or slurred speech. Many infected individuals have reported respiratory illness in the week prior to the onset of AFM symptoms. Officials recommend that everyone take basic steps to avoid infections, like washing your hands and getting vaccinated. School leaders in Detroit Lakes have made a change in their busing policy. The district wants parents to give them up to 3 days' notice if a child wants to ride another bus home. The school superintendent says the old way led to a lot of confusion and fear for local families.
There were many instances over the years where a kid, they don't come home. Well, they weren't on the bus. And it made it difficult for us to account for where they might be. If there was a report of a missing child, there was an extensive protocol that we had to go through to identify who that child was, where they went, and in many occasions involved law enforcement.
Even though it was done in the name of safety, some parents were initially upset with the lack of flexibility. But the district says the plan is working and parents are coming around. Recreational marijuana is legal in 10 states and in Washington, D.C., and many people are wondering, will Minnesota be next? David Schultz, a political science professor at Hamline University, says while he expects the topic to come up this legislative session, he's not sure if it's going to be a top priority. A Pew Research Center survey found that 6 in 10 Americans are in favor of legalization. And the Minnesota Daily First reported on a rise of marijuana use among students at the U. A recent health survey found in 2018, 22% of students 18 to 24 years of age used marijuana in the last 30 days. That's up 5% from 2015.
You have to pass the tax bill, which was not passed last year. You have tax conformity. You've got the budget this year. You've got a bonding bill. There's a lot of stuff on the agenda.
Governor-elect Tim Walz says while it won't be on the top of his agenda, he does support legalizing marijuana. He said that done the right way, legalizing pot could reduce crime and boost the state's economy. Minnesota health officials are adding Alzheimer's disease as a qualifying condition to get medical marijuana by August 2019. The state's health commissioner says that there is some evidence that marijuana improves the mood, sleep, and behavior of people with Alzheimer's, which is the most common cause of dementia. Alzheimer's was one of 7 suggested additions recommended through public input. Lawmakers legalized medical marijuana in 2014. It's currently approved for such conditions as cancer, glaucoma, HIV/AIDS, and intractable pain. It's one of those scenes where no matter what you're doing, you'd stop to watch. Later on Valley News Live at 10, paying respects to former President Bush.
Clouds continue across the region to begin our work week, but a punch of colder air is going to work its way in by midweek. It'll come with a few flakes as well. I'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast right after this.